One Zambia, one nation. Welcome to Zanis News. Top stories in the news. President Hichilema launches 2023-2024 National Planting Exercise. Distributing of farming inputs completed in Chelenge. Zambia, Angola encouraged to strengthen trade. Plus, 700 caregivers benefit from Pass One Saving Group program. To present the news in detail, my name is Trust Pemba. President Hakainde Hichilema has launched the 2023-2024 National Planting Exercise. Speaking shortly before the launch in Nyimba District, Eastern Province, President Hichilema said government is determined to make agriculture sector the leading industry in Zambia. The head of state says government is currently implementing policies that encourage agricultural productivity in the country. More in the following report.
With current efforts by government to reposition the country as a major producer of grain in the region, a number of strategies are being implemented to help actualize this agenda. President Hakainde Hichilema wants the country to take full advantage of the high demand for grain in the neighboring countries. The head of state was speaking in Nyimba, Eastern Province, at the national launch of this year's planting season.
It's a problem yakare ngatalima maningi tafika pa 10 million tons of maize. This is a sober market. We are getting a market so that first after feeding our people, then we can feed the neighbors. We want this country to be united. We found it united. We don't want to divide it. But our job is to deliver. In units.
Here, Eastern Province Minister Peter Piri took advantage of the occasion to showcase the province's massive agriculture potential.
We have to initiate irrigation in all our areas across the country for us to be food secure. Always been relying on rains, and due to the climate change, you've seen what is happening. We need to change the way we do our agriculture.
The Ministry of Agriculture has made adequate preparations for the 2023-2024 farming season.
Credit window. Osati muntu hakuze ni kutati ai kunyimba huko tizapasa chabe bantu 50 bonza. Apply as many as you can. Chizasebenza na honorable MP bakuno kuti tione tingaika kuti ma market tifuno kwera kufupi nayi mwalimi kuti tizagule chimanga chana. Tikula pa mtengo wa bwino. Pakali pano tikula pa mtengo wa bwino. 280 kwacha pe 50 kg bag. Never before has the government bought maize at that price.
Farmer Jeremiah Nyendwa hosted the national launch of the planting season at his farm.
Mwatipasa fertilizer shino chaka pano ukamba tonse tetola muno mwasu munyimba. Kinofuna masola, kinofuna maboho, kinofuna ma center pivot irrigation system. Ni vinyinji vakufuna. Lombana kunguyimo osenga. Ngakungabetiana president chukondo chifuta kuti titole izi zipangizo matrakita, madrip irrigation, masola, maboho nikamba kakuti tutola loni lero mwezi wa mawa titiyamboli pila lombani salime orole kuyeka ingabyelini mwezi umu.
Abigail Kashweka, Zanis, in Nyimba, Eastern Province.
In Central Province news, Provincial Permanent Secretary Miuna Mwanakampwe has ordered illegal manganese miners in Serenge District to stop mining activities with immediate effect. Mr. Mwanakampwe, who stormed the manganese mine whose operations were altered by the Zambia Environmental Management Authority, was shocked to find that mining activities have continued. More in the following report.
It was stopped from operating by the Zambia Environmental Management Authority, but the youths of Serenge District won't take it. They have gone back, continued to excavate manganese at this mine, which encroached Muchinda Boarding School, still under construction. Central Province Permanent Secretary Miuna Mwanakampwe, who was on a tour of Serenge District, has checked the area. The youths who were initially seen carrying out their operations bolted.
I will instruct the police to pick all of you if you want to play politics here. I want the driver of that thing. Guys, tukashika abantu banga abantu ubuteko tabwishibe, we start doing this tuchilitulelira ku copper belt, and then you want to play games here. We'll not allow you.
It took a good 20 minutes to locate them.
No, but where are you getting authority from is my question.
We are getting our authority from PSC, from the chief himself, because he's not allowed us to say, can you go there? No wonder you've even seen the machine there, and the machine is loading from there.
Mr. Monakampwe has since ordered the miners to immediately stop operations.
If you want to go ahead.
No.
But me, what I will not allow is an illegality. On the copper belt, Babgan, young people, grade 1 to, even from grade 8 to 12, one child gets excited and comes across here. You lose a life.
The permanent secretary also expressed fears of water contamination when he toured wash plants, where the miners cleanse their illegally mined manganese and divert its remnants into Luombwa stream, about 2 kilometers from the mine. Shupekila Nkonika for Zanis in Serenge.
Meanwhile, government has completed the distribution of farming inputs to 3,600 farmers under the Farming Input Support Program FISIP in Chelenge District, Chuapula Province. District Agricultural Coordinator Arnold Muimui has disclosed that the district was allocated 10,800 by 50 kilogram bags of urea, 10,800 by 50 kilogram bags of D-compound, and 3,600 by 10 kilogram bags of maize seed, which he said have all been delivered to beneficiaries. Mr. Muimui has told Zanis in an interview that 2,700 by 25 kilogram bags of soya beans and 900 by 20 kilogram bags of groundnuts have also been delivered to all the farmers under the program. In Southern Province, a traditional leader has commended government for not effecting the fish ban on Lake Kariba. Chief Chipepo of Siavonga and Chirundu districts have, however, warned fishermen to stop using unsustainable fishing methods, saying doing so would deplete the fish stock. Details in the following report.
Chief Chipepo has commended the government for not effecting a fish ban on Lake Kariba. Economic activities in the Siavonga district are centered on this man-made lake, Lake Kariba. This year's ban has been effected by the government from 1st December 2023 to 1st March 2024 on most water bodies across the country, and Lake Kariba is not among those affected. This inclusion has elated Chief Chipepo.
Thank the government. Reasons being that they have not effected the fish ban in the my Lake Kariba. 75% of my people are dependent of this lake. They sustain their livelihood through Lake Kariba.
The chief has, however, warned his subjects against the use of unsustainable fishing methods on the lake.
I would like to tell my people not to indulge themselves in the bad fishing method which can extinct the fishes on Lake Kariba.
Siavonga district is the largest producer of carpenter and fish. The traders are happy that despite a poor crop harvest, which has affected their household income, they will not starve but survive on the fishing business.
tutababikire na ikwako bati tukakwirisha abana b'esukuru nga bayisubira tulalumba buli magana kulumende yatubahirira manengi amagana yatujalira mulonga pi tulalumba manengi bambo tumulonga mutsaningahi bana abenzi bamwe baberera twamba nimotesa munenda abantu babweza abantu banyi.
Brandina Lambwe, Zanis, Siavonga District, Southern Province.
We go to Northern Province, where the Department of Veterinary Services is conducting surveillance activities in areas which may be of high risk to anthrax. More in this report.
Northern Province is one of the provinces which has not recorded any cases of anthrax after the disease broke out in the country recently. However, the Department of Veterinary Services, working with other stakeholders, has continued conducting surveillance exercises aimed at preventing and controlling the disease. Northern Province Veterinary Officer Sydney Kalenga led a team of experts in conducting this important exercise.
We are not here to control the disease, we are here to prevent the disease. So this is the reason why we want to quickly develop an early warning system so that we can quickly mount the response in case where we had an outbreak. We are also looking at other interventions that the farmers are putting in place in order to protect the animals, such as prevention of illegal movement of animals, especially those animals that may be coming from other sources.
Mbala District Administration Officer Gilson Chanda commended the team for the exercise.
The issue of anthrax has been a thorn, an invisible thorn in our flesh. So we appreciate your efforts. Please continue doing this noble cause so that the people out there remain safe.
Livestock farmers and lodge operators are happy with the sensitization messages.
We need to have a rapid response team to combat an outbreak of anthrax.
Yes.
So it's good that you're on the ground in time, and hopefully we can control it spread into this area.
Yeah.
sana kubuteko akutunako abakwisa mukutufunda ko kusambisha pamalwele ya ng'ombe mwe buteko twatotilo fo mule kitefine pakola twibukisha ne fo twakola shakuli imwe pantimusungire fitekwa.
Taonga Nkoma for Zanis in Kasama.
Copperbelt Province Permanent Secretary Augustine Kasongo says the Constituency Development Fund CDF has continued to change the lives of many Zambians. Mr. Kasongo has noted that a lot of people have benefited from CDF through grants, projects, and bursaries. The permanent secretary was speaking when a team from the United States Embassy called on him at his office. Details in the forum report.
A team from the United States of America Embassy is on the Copperbelt for a 5-day working visit. The team is in the province to learn on how the partnership projects are progressing.
My primary purpose here is to learn more about the Copperbelt, learn about some of our partnership that we have with the Zambian government as it pertains to development priorities, health, etc. as well. So this will be a very informative visit for me. So one thing I wanted to learn more about from your perspective is in terms of some of the progress that the CDF has been making. We understand there's been quite a lot of progress, and it's always good to hear from the folks on the ground in terms of the accomplishments, what are some of the challenges, what are some of the plans moving forward with this particular fund.
The team wants to learn more on how people are benefiting from the Constituency Development Fund.
And then the same CDF now has had a direct benefit to the people who are local. Because what it is that in Ndola where you are, we've got 4 constituencies. Okay? There are 4 constituencies here. That is Ndora Central, Chifu, Bwanakubwa, and Kabushi. So each constituency is receiving equal amount of money. So what does that mean? It means only the people that are domiciled or that dwell in that particular constituency are the people that are going to benefit from the CDF that is given to that constituency. So all issues to do with construction of schools, drainages, any activities that are taking place, the people that are resident in that constituency are the people that should benefit.
Copperbelt Province Permanent Secretary has thanked the United States government for always supporting most projects in the country.
Programs. You know, the government has got a lot of issues that we want to attend to, but the basket, financial basket is very limited. So when you've got cooperating partners like you coming on board, you make it easier for the government. So we urge, if there's any help that your government want to help, you look at education, because that is key issue for the president. He also talks about education because he believes that education is the best equalizer. So we will need help in education. Health is a very critical areas, education and health.
The decentralization policy and how mines are operating in the province are also part of the issues that the embassy team wants to learn. Nelly Bota reporting for Zanis in Ndola.
Meanwhile, Angola's Moxico province governor, Ernesto Muangala, says there is need for Zambia and Angola to enhance trade relations and utilize all the resources to develop the economies of the two countries. Dr. Muangala was speaking after the Ituad Mutanda Farms and Trident College in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province. In Lusaka Province, government has flagged off the distribution of 2023-2024 farming imports in Rufunsa District through the Department of Community Development under the Food Security Pack. More in this report.
These are vulnerable but viable farmers in Rufunsa District receiving their 2023-2024 farming inputs through the Ministry of Community Development and Social Welfare under the Food Security Pack, FSP. Rufunsa District Commissioner Richard Mabena is on hand to flag off the distribution and has called on the beneficiaries to use the inputs for the intended purpose of improving food security.
And I earnestly appeal to everyone, all the farmers, please, all the beneficiaries, we use these inputs in a good manner so that we can achieve and even alleviate poverty in our household levels. The government is very serious, wants to see that we Zambians, we are happy Zambians.
Mr. Mabena also took advantage of the gathering to inform the Food Security Pack beneficiaries on how the Farmer Input Support Program, FISIP, is progressing.
On FISIP, Rufunsa, we have 12,142 beneficiaries. And what we've done so far, those who have redeemed are 6,192. We are remaining with 5,400 and something so that they can redeem.
Rufunsa District Acting Community Development Officer Ison Njungu explains on what has been received.
Inputs from 2,124 vulnerable but viable households that are receiving for the 2023-2024 farming season. So each one is receiving 1 legume, 1 cereal, 1 urea, and 2 decompound.
Beneficiaries, including physically challenged Dennis Saidi, have commended government for the timely gesture. Reporting for Zanis in Rufunsa District of Lusaka Province, I am Mumsekiwa Ntembe.
Zanis News continues. Southern Province Permanent Secretary Naman Monze says there is need to consider including the Zambia Police on Constituency Development Fund CDF committees for easy monitoring of resource management. Dr. Monze says government appreciates the Zambia Police Community Crime Prevention Program and Neighborhood Watch activities, which should be extended to community projects. Gifty Banji has the rest of the story.
Zambia Police Community Crime Prevention Program and Neighborhood Watch activities remain cost-effective methods of curbing crime, such as gender-based violence, child abuse, and livestock rustling, which is common in Southern Province. For these strategies to work conveniently, Southern Province Permanent Secretary Dr. Namani Monze is lobbying for the Police Command to sit on the Constituency Development Fund committees for easy monitoring of resource allocation and an understanding of security concerns.
I think on the WDCs, I've not seen a police sitting there. Because how then are we going to know the security needs of our communities? A community crime prevention program and neighborhood watch activities. All these are things that can be strengthened so that this community money that government has decided to bring closer to the people can do more in terms of guaranteeing security.
Dr. Monze also wants the areas accessed by water transport to be considered under the CDF.
There are some parts in Southern Province that are part of the year surrounded by water. So let's go and engage with the CDF committees, ward development committees, where we need boats.
Southern Province Commissioner of Police, Asensio Daka, says the police command is resolved to stamp out crime in the community by engaging them in the fight against negative vices.
Let us focus on community crime prevention activities. If we can prevent crime, then we will put less resources on investigations, and our people can enjoy the fruit of their labor peacefully.
Gift Banji, reporting in Choma, Southern Province.
Chongwe District Commissioner Evans Lupia says the food security pack programs has impacted positively on main vulnerable households. Dr. Lupia states that most beneficiaries are managing to grow crops to feed their families and earn a living. The district commissioner was speaking when he officially flagged off the distribution of food security pack imports in Luimba area. More in this report.
The distribution of farming inputs in Chongwe District under the Food Security Pack FSP for the 2023 farming season has officially been flagged off. The exercise, which was flagged off by Chongwe District Commissioner Evans Lupia in Luimba area, is aimed at alleviating poverty in communities by empowering vulnerable but viable farmer households with agriculture inputs. Dr. Lupia implored the beneficiaries to ensure that they use the farming inputs for their intended purpose.
Chongwe District has a caseload of 2,275 under the Food Security Pack program. This 2023-2024 farming season, I urge you to make good use of the inputs so that you can safeguard your livelihood by planting the seed that will be given to you and not selling. Food security is important because it alleviates poverty in our household and prevents malnutrition in children. Government is making sure that those that cannot afford to buy fertilizer are assisted.
District Community Development Officer Eunice Zulu stated that the program has had a positive impact on the lives of beneficiaries in the area.
The government is trying by all means to assist people that cannot afford to buy these farming inputs. Hence the program of Food Security Pack, which helps the vulnerable but viable farmers in Chongwe. So this program is going on in all the wards of Chongwe, where we have different beneficiaries. So like today we are here in Luimba. Luimba has got 129 beneficiaries that are going to get these farming inputs. So we are hoping that the paybacks next year will be better so that they can plow back and have something tangible.
And Luimba Ward Councillor Vincent Mwachiea urged the beneficiaries to ensure that they sustain the program.
Defaulters muchinsimaliza result ya kuisa default mabulanga kulipira. I program kuno kulimbanika fumeko for your own information. So namla manta fertilizer na recommendation yako ambeti mweshe masaka abiri. Make sure masaka sense chani abwere. But nanka mulabweshe nga meaning government nikense decide kwa ambeti kuno kulimba bantu bashupa. You are not the only ones.
Meanwhile, the beneficiaries thanked government for making efforts to alleviate poverty through the program.
Government batitandiza batupasa fertilizer ifetrilizer tizalima nanjala panyumba izasila vana vatu bonse bazade chakudya for next season njala yasila panyumba panga malnutrition yasila.
Sheila Makosa, reporting for Zanis in Chongwe District.
In Muchinga Province, Zanis staffer Peter Piri reports that over 1,500 vulnerable but viable farmers will benefit from the farming inputs under the Food Security Pack for the 2023-2024 farming season in Kanchibiya District. Here is a report.
Over 1,500 vulnerable but viable households are targeted to benefit from Food Security Pack FSP being implemented by the Department of Community Development in Kanchibiya District for 2023-2024 farming season. Speaking when he flagged off the distribution of farming inputs, Kanchibiya District Commissioner Crispin Chirekwa said the FSP program is there to ensure household food security.
You may be aware that the New Dawn government is focused on economical transforming and helping the poor become self-sustaining. Therefore, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zambia Mr. Hakainde Hichilema places much importance on social protection programs that could be attained through various government programs that target to improve the welfare of the people, among which is the food security program.
Kanchiwea District Community Development Officer in charge, Angel Siame, urged the beneficiaries to prudently utilize the farmers' input they have started receiving.
The other message we are sending is that apart from not selling these inputs, we are saying we should not keep these inputs at home. We don't want a situation where our farmers, instead of planting the seeds, they rather take them home and eat.
Meanwhile, a beneficiary of FSP, Animulenga, has thanked government for the gesture. Each beneficiary will receive a 2 bag of D-compound fertilizer, a 1 bag of urea fertilizer, and a 10 kg bag of maize and soybean seeds. Reporting for Zanis in Kanchiwea District, I'm Peter Piri.
The Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission has handed over agricultural equipment to cooperative unions operating at the Kitwe Industrial Yard. The equipment, which is aimed at boosting the cooperative's operations, have been given as a loan. Speaking during the handover ceremony, Minister of Small and Medium Enterprise Development Permanent Secretary Subeta Mutelo called for production of high-quality products that will be marketable on the export market. And CEC Director General Mowe Mongole urged the union to utilize the equipment to increase their yields. Earlier, Kitwe District Commissioner Lawrence Mwanza says he is happy with the over 25,000 jobs that have so far been created at the industrial yard.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the 2020 Zambia Industrial Diagnostic Study indicates that 46% of Zambia's exports are linked to value chain activities, with MSMEs and cooperatives being the key drivers and major off-takers. This is why government is working tirelessly to create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive and flourish. It is compelling to acknowledge that for us to create jobs and increase income, specifically within the MSMEs and the cooperatives in the various sectors, the levels of production and quality of products need to increase. This is also because Zambia is part of the AFTA agreements, which are going to enable the countries to not have borders as they export or import products from other countries. Therefore, the ministry and the CEC working together, we have to ensure that even the produce that is coming from this industrial yard is at a higher level, or a level that we can export our goods without any problems or challenges. However, the levels of production can only increase if we move towards mechanizing most, if not at all, stages of production and processing.
As a ministry and as a Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, we do here confirm that we have started the actualization process of empowering these provinces, and in this instance specifically, Copper Belt province. The cooperatives that are represented here have committed to have this actualized. And we have since, as CEC proceeded, we will soon advertise the positions for those that will operate the equipment that will be based in the industrial yard here.
As District Commissioner for Kitwe, where this industrial yard is housed, I am delighted with the pace at which the actualization of this facility is moving, because it entails job creation, which the district is in dire need of. I am optimistic that once the industrial yard is in full swing, a lot more of our women and youths will be empowered. I am aware that already over 25,000 youths and women have already been empowered through the cooperatives.
Our government says it intends to decentralize services being offered by the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development to grassroots level. Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, Elias Mubanga, says it is the ministry's responsibility to ensure that service provision is decentralized to ensure effective implementations of programs. Mr. Mubanga said this today during an engagement meeting with provincial and district officers to address the challenges faced by the ministry. The minister said this through sharing information and team support. The development and growth of SMEs and cooperatives in the country will continue to improve.
Good morning to all of you, and I would like to firstly thank all of you for attending this very important meeting for provincial and district officers, which we have themed driving the growth and development of SME and cooperatives in Zambia. The meeting has been dedicated as a part of key official activities for the 16th Annual Global Entrepreneurship Week 2023, with the campaign theme Entrepreneurs Thrive Here, with the 4 main sub themes, namely global entrepreneurship policy, education, inclusion of women and youth entrepreneurship and ecosystem. The celebration of the Global Entrepreneurship Week is a reminder that every business idea, every smaller business has a potential to become a driving force for the positive change. It is always a pleasure to have you here because this work, and I'm happy that you are all here. The Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development was created, obviously, to promote the growth and the development of cooperatives and MSME in order to create jobs and enhance health creation in the country. It is therefore our responsibility to ensure that the services being offered by the ministry are decentralized at grassroots and community levels in all our 10 provinces. The current retargeting of this sector through the establishing of the ministry entails that we have to ensure effective implementation of programs provided by the ministry in the provinces and the districts. The government is aware that MSMEs and cooperatives face a number of challenges in their pursuit to set up their businesses, as well as their livelihoods. The main challenge include knowledge gap in entrepreneurship skills, limited access to affordable financing or capital, and access to market. Owing to these challenges, in fostering development of MSME and cooperatives, we must ensure that business development services are delivered countrywide. Recognize that this is not just limited to government, but we do have joint ventures as well between government, civil societies, and the private sector. The key responsibility of government is to make sure that we create an enabling environment for our people to grow in those businesses. It is my expectation now that through this engagement, we will share information and be able to work as a team to support the development and growth of MSME.
We go back to Southern Province, where government through the World Food Program has handed over mechanization service machinery worth 1 million kwacha to small-scale farmers in Monza district. Here is a report.
Smallholder farmers are facing significant challenges that hinder their ability to grow a prosperous business and provide adequate foods. Lack of sufficient funds, lack of farmer skills to manage and operate machinery, and limited availability of reliable mechanization providers are among the challenges. In Monza district, government through the World Food Program has handed over mechanization service machinery to small-scale farmers to enable farmers to prepare their fields and plant on time.
WFP is committed to supporting smallholder farmers, especially women and youth, to adopt productivity-enhancing technologies, including mechanization and water-efficient irrigation systems. We are aware of the challenges that smallholder farmers face to mechanize their farming operations. These include limited affordability of agricultural equipment, non-availability of mechanization service providers, and limited skills to operate viable mechanization service enterprises.
And provincial administration wants the farmers to take advantage of the machinery to improve their livelihood.
These investments from government and development partners are aimed at improving your livelihoods. Through this model, you have an opportunity to generate revenues to enable you to buy additional equipment to expand the scope of services you offer to your fellow smallholder farmers.
The farmers and Chief Monze are grateful to government for the gesture.
Twakomana winda baragukomana kamboga guti tajinajitigire mu bumi gweso tatambura tractor
agurumba yabulero ibwe subuligo rubugetero muno alimi bulero bwe subandi abantu baberega jalibo nyantangala uti ogu kuberega alimi moji inde jijibulo amoji lima hinkondo nyina yuhumpu yite kwa isamu mungatika munda taje utijimjire gubambulula muri isamu ngambo ngajatyogoga.
Kalunga Msonda, Zanis News, Monza District, Southern Province.
More than 700 caregivers of children with disabilities in Eastern Province are benefiting from the Pass-On Saving Group program under the Financial Inclusion Project, which provided by Cheshire Home Society. The project is being implemented by Cheshire Home Society in partnership with Financial Deepening Zambia and Swedish Aid. Sylvester Chishimba has the rest of the story.
8:45. Government is working with various stakeholders like the Cheshire Home Society of Chipata District and Financial Deepening Zambia in promoting financial inclusion. With the support from the Swedish government, the Financial Inclusion Project aims to promote saving and entrepreneurship among people living in rural communities of Eastern Province. Mr. Mulabanya outlines the objectives of the project.
And today we are witnessing the sharing out. The savings groups have collectively shared out over 100,000 kwacha today. And so this is a milestone for us as Cheshire Homes. But beyond that, we want these groups to awaken themselves to the need of improving their financial health by looking at other things that can enhance their livelihood. And so now we've seen savings groups share out money with different needs. Others have targets where they've managed to at least save for the various farming inputs. But beyond that, we want to see an overall improvement in their financial health and also improvement in the financial decision-making processes.
The project coordinator has commended government and the cooperating partners.
As the government begins to undertake the second phase of the National Financial Inclusion Strategy, we urge them to consider the most vulnerable people by collaborating with various stakeholders such as insurance providers and other financial sectors to come up with services that meet the needs of the people in the rural areas.
And the beneficiaries have welcomed the initiative by Cheshire Homes and its partners.
Somonga isazima ikuno kusinda district tatandizika maningi mjira zambi upitira musiuko
abantu atithandiza nangu mwana ngatunaye mwana odwalirira pa nyumba tikwanisa wampereka kuchipatala sivosa anga matithandizeni boma timagula mangwala tagula vakudya ufunikira kudya mwana vonse timakwanisa kuchesama ndrama yameneyi so paicho azimaya zangu titiye ntilimbikire musiku titamova mbiri ine apa so kusinda nyumba yanga apa 4 rooms na nkutipa pita 2 years koma this year next year nifuna nisirize kuchoka musiku mwameneomo
pali pano ineni na saving 600 eti kwacho koma pali pano na peza 1112 kwacha tithandizike kwana skulu potsekula nishitiya kulako kumabuku nothandizikira kuseno adze vanodwala.
Sylvester Shimba for Zanis in Eastern Province.
Chadisa Council Chairperson in Eastern Province, Richard Zimba, has donated safe jackets worth 500,000 to some bicycles and motorbike drivers at Chadisa Market for safety purposes. Finally, on the news tonight, the African Peer Review Mechanism has held a consultative meeting with stakeholders in Kasama on the second generation country review mission. African Peer Review Mechanism Coordinator for Zambia, Vani Hampondela, has emphasized the importance of review meetings, which is aimed at encouraging the adoption of policies, standards, and practices to promote good governance. That item brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. President Hichilema launches 2023-2024 National Planting Exercise. Distributing of farming inputs completed in Chelenge. Zambia, Angola encouraged to strengthen trade. Plus, 700 caregivers benefit from Pass One Saving Group program. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of the entire Zanis production team, I've been your presenter, Trust Pemba. For now, it's goodbye and have a pleasant viewing.